Hi, I'm Rob Carter, one of the lab instructors for IME 156. In this video I'm going to discuss the lab course syllabus, which contains important information about the course content, learning objectives, grading, and expectations for you to do really well in the lab portion of the course. We have many activities to do in this lab, so I've created this video to cover the administrative areas to save us time in the lab to allow more time to do the fun activities we have planned. So here we go. I'm going to go over the IME 156 syllabus with you, which is also located on the PolyLearn site for the lab. The syllabus is our contract or agreement for the lab expectations, and this includes what you can expect to learn from the course activities and the policies on attendance, due dates, and grading. I will also talk about the schedule of activities. So this course is more than just building a pretty cool Arduino-based Prism Lite project. You may also learn enough to repair an electrical plug or one of your devices that stops working, troubleshoot and repair a system in your home, or certainly solder and assemble a future project. By the end of this course, you'll be able to capture an electrical schematic and create a circuit layout, manufacture an aluminum chassis, identify a number of different electrical components, solder circuitry and wiring reliably, make crimped connections, assemble multi-pin connectors, and install a variety of fasteners, and also use a multimeter to test and troubleshoot problems, and in some cases rework components to fix them. My contact information, office location, and hours you can always find me are listed here. Office hours are the best way to get my undivided attention and for us to get to know each other better. Please don't hesitate to come and see me for any reason. The only required materials for the course are the Prism Lab Kit, which you'll have to purchase by the second lab from the course materials section of the bookstore, and a USB drive, and that's for saving CAD files, and any size USB drive will suffice. A soldering iron is not required, but many students appreciate being able to work outside the class with their own iron. The lab manual and other required reading are found on the PolyLearn site for the 156 lab. Study questions to prepare for the quizzes are in the lab reading material. The lab instructor assigns final grades for this course, with 40% from the lecture assessments and 60% from the lab. We have a tight schedule of activities, so to stay on track, all assignments are due at the start of the lab due date, and there are penalties for late work, 10% if it's the same lab but late, and 50% if it's turned in after the lab that its due is over. Please contact me if you believe you may be falling behind so I can help. Being on time is critical because we have quizzes or discussions immediately after roll is taken each week. There are no makeup labs, so attendance is mandatory. If you know you must miss a lab for any reason, let me know in advance so I can work with you on the missed material. If you miss a lab for any reason, you must email me by 12 noon that day to be excused. This is our agreement, and the policy will follow as part of being successful. We will have 3 quizzes and a lab final quiz, all administered in the 156 CAD lab at the beginning of lab on quiz days. Absences and tardinesses can result in a 0 quiz score. In addition to the 3 quizzes, there are 4 assessments with firm deadlines. These are your dip trace assignment, and that's the design that is due no later than week 5, the Prism circuit board, and your completed self-evaluation form, and those are due week 7. Your Prism project must be completed by the last lab meeting of the quarter and be ready to submit for evaluation. And on that last lab date, you'll also take the final lab exam at the beginning of the final lab meeting. All of the reading materials and instructions for building your project are available on the PolyLearn site for the 156 lab. Although there are some copies of the lab manual available, you may use your phone or computer, if there's room on the bench tops, to view them. If you prefer a hard paper copy, you may wish to bring your own printout. All quiz questions are found in the lab reading materials. Here's the schedule of activities and due dates by the week of the quarter they're due. Before you arrive for your first lab, you must watch the intro safety video and complete the required quiz. You must also watch this syllabus video overviewing the course. We'll start on our projects also in Lab Week 1. Week 2, your kit inventory assignment is due at the beginning of class. That's also found on Polylearn. Week 3 through 5, we'll have quizzes on the PCB fab, soldering and project assembly instructions, and the crimping reading assignment, plus dip traces due week 5. No quizzes weeks 6 through 9 to allow us to focus on building our awesome Prism projects. Week 7, we have our PCB evaluations due, don't forget. The final project and final lab exam are on the final lab of the quarter. The breakdown for grading is 5% for on-time attendance and participation with cleanup, 25% for your Prism project including your PCB evaluation in week 7, 10% for the final exam quiz, which is comprehensive, covering your dip trays, chassis fabrication activities, as well as the safety and electronics assembly instruction manual, 10% combined for the 3 midterm quizzes, weeks 3 through 5, and 10% for your dip tray circuit design. All this combined with 40% for your lecture assignments will contribute to your final grade. Well, that's everything I wanted to cover for this video. If you have any questions, please bring them to the lab with you so we can ensure that we have everything we need to have a great experience in IME 156. Thank you.